debt to entropy. I laughed at her for years about this, and it became somewhat of an inside joke between us, because what kind of pretentious high school student writes something like that in an application? I always wondered what she had to say about it at 17. She went to Stanford, so I guess whatever she had to say was profound and interesting enough. You could say I've pondered this idea for a decade now. As medical students and eventual doctors, our job is literally to maintain order, to minimize entropy. When a patient comes in with suboptimal electrolytes, we replete them. When cells divide too rapidly, we stop them. And when hearts and kidneys stop working, we replace them. We help our patients avoid the unavoidable and stay alive, accruing somewhat of a debt to the universe. Eventually, though, the body can no longer maintain life. Entropy always wins. Entropy is a concept referring to the state of disorder or randomness inversely proportional to the amount of potential energy available to do work. Those of us who haven't blocked out the physics classes we were required to take in college remember the second law of thermodynamics well. Entropy of the universe always increases. One may wonder then, what happens once entropy runs out? Well, that brings us to the heat death of the universe theory, which says that eventually the universe will have no more free energy to undergo any reactions that increase entropy. Maintaining homeostasis is expensive, and the ability to do so is vulnerable to internal and external forces. But what I am most interested in is the debt. This thing that accumulates each time a patient is treated or receives medical intervention. You could even call it borrowed time. Some build these debts for years and years, and others hardly do. They just die. Someone I went to high school with died a few months ago. She had kind eyes, a bright smile, and even though I had only seen her once in the last 10 years, I would recognize her laugh anywhere. She was just one of those people. Like most of my high school classmates, she was something between a friend of a friend and a memory. She died suddenly on a random weekday morning. No one saw it coming. A congenital heart condition, someone said, a bicuspid aortic valve maybe. Her siblings will probably need to be checked too. The heart has always terrified me for this reason. The precision of the circuits, the suddenness with which it can just stop. How little room there is for error. How can this young, otherwise healthy person, so full of life in every way, just be gone? When someone I know dies, I do two things in my mind. I separate myself from them. That could never have been me. And I see myself in them like, holy shit, that could have been me. I alternate between these two stances so quickly that I lose track, but either way, I think about myself. It is the only way I can comfort myself, knowing that I will never understand the randomness of the universe. A debt collected far too soon. And in simple terms, it's just not fair! For her friends, for her family, for the life she should have had? She will live on through the light she brought.